I'm so sorry, guys.
Keep this
Okay, I might have to do it over then. It looks like it's working fine now. That's so weird. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
God, we have to run through this again. Okay.
All right, take two. Cut.
Take two. Hello. This is Off the Record, a podcast brought to you by the Valdosta Daily Times. I'm Dalton, and this is my co-person Desiree.
Hello.
So today on Off the Record, we're on the record with Cowards and Thieves, a metal rock and roll. Could you describe yourself again? We had a mess up.
I think we're like a rock band with like pop songs that plays in low tunings because we're inspired by like doom, stoner rock, and sludge, but also pop songs. So we, quick to the point rock and roll songs, I guess.
And so you mentioned you were from Fort Lauderdale, but also St. Lucie.
Yeah, like just South Florida in general. So like two of us live in Broward County, and the other two of us live like Port St. Lucie-ish.
Yeah. And can I get all of y'all's names?
My name is Stefan. I play guitar and I sing.
My name's Keith. I play guitar and sing.
I'm Chip. I play bass.
I'm Pickle. I play the drums.
Okay, cool. So I think we're good now. I'm so sorry.
That's where we were.
Yeah,
We're
that we the recording stopped.
We're doing it.
We're
So we had to do a take two, but we ran through it.
Take two. Boy,
So-
howdy. Discovered new land already.
Cool. So, is this your first time coming through Valdosta? Been here before?
As this band, yeah, this is our first time. It's our first show out of state. It's like only our like sixth or seventh show, to be honest. We released an album last July.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our second one right now. It's almost done. It should be out around May. And now it's time to tour. So we do a weekend run right now. Everything goes well. Everyone gels together since it's a new band. In the summer we can do like a week.
Right.
And then in the winter we'll do like 10 days or 2 weeks, and then we'll see where it goes for next year.
That's cool.
But we'll just like drop stuff within those two.
Yeah. So it sounds like some of you have backgrounds playing in other bands.
All of us do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Have you played in Valdosta in any of those other bands?
Yeah. So we've played Ashley Street Station. I think we're playing tonight at the DIY Valdosta DIY House.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my old band played there one of their first shows. So like I've played there before as well. Pickle Nicholas has played drums in another band and played Ashley Street Station. Chip has played Ashley. Have you played Valdosta before, Keith?
No, I don't recall.
Valdosta's dope. I like it here.
Yeah. That's nice of you to say. I think we like it here too.
That was a big point of us making this podcast. Was a lot of people didn't realize that you can actually even see music in Valdosta in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's a very common misconception that if you're in South Georgia, you're very like country centric or something.
Oh, yeah.
So it's that was our thing. We wanted to really get the word out about all these different types of bands, because I've been seeing bands here since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
We've been moving.
it's cool. It's I'm from an even smaller town than this, so I actually had to come here to see bands.
Where are you from?
I'm from Douglas, Georgia. We just have a Walmart. That's how I explain
Cool.
it to people, so that you can get an idea. It's just a Walmart. Like,
And Dalton, are you from Valdosta?
No, I'm actually from Florida. But
just north of Ocala. Or
ju-
just north of
just
Orlando.
south of Ocala. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. I'm just from up the road from Orlando. But there wasn't a whole lot of music where I was when I was in high school. There
Really?
was
You didn't just like go see A Day to Remember at the 7-Eleven?
no.
Down south.
Not when I was in high school,
Ocala,
because I
south of
graduated in
Ocala.
They play
2015.
on the roof.
There was what was that
I don't
band?
know the myths and the legends.
I can't remember. They were an Ocala band. They were a metal band. Do you know any Ocala metal bands off the top of your head? They played Warped Tour a few times.
Crickets.
yeah.
Yeah.
We-
Let me try to think of one.
And that was the
Never went
the
to
I like
Warped
only
Tour.
metal show I ever
Warped
went
Tour
to.
is like, that was the first concert I ever
there.
went to. Was insane. But
Yeah,
here,
that was
so
really,
in Valdosta, from first to last, a lot of their members
Mm-hmm.
were from here, aside from Sonny Moore, who was from across. So back in my day, you could see from first to last play here.
Was their bass player a girl at that point? 'Cause they had a bass player that was a girl, and
think it
she's
was
dating
all-
one of my friends, and she's like big wrestling nerd.
Oh.
It's amazing.
I think it was all dudes back
Oh,
then.
cool.
But we also had a Mayday Parade. They have an EP called Valdosta, and then they also, you can still catch members of them like playing Tallahassee or Tipton.
Cool,
Or, they're just
cool.
around.
Tip
You
of
could
the
go to
hat.
a bar and be like, hey, you were a Mayday Parade. Haha.
That's cool.
So that's just,
Good vibes.
yeah. So as far as you guys are concerned, like, I know you kind of mentioned Pixies, stuff like that. What would you say? What bands were influential on you guys as, like...
Well, I think that... Oh, yeah. I'm wearing a Torch shirt. I like Torch, but I think that
I'm the one who I like it.
all of us have our own inspiration.
Right.
I think that it's just a melting pot at that point. So for me, I like Pixies, I like Nirvana, I like that structured songwriting, but I also like super heavy stuff. And Keith's the same way. And I don't know. I like Queens of the Stone Age. I like what else do I like?
Do it all.
You're playing a lot of Mike Patton on the way here.
Oh yeah, I love Faith No More.
Yeah.
I love Tomahawk. Like anything that's got like a catchy song, I like a catchy song. And
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be brutal. It doesn't have to be 22 minutes. It could be 2.5 minutes, and it could bang out like it could be a banger. I love it.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Same idea. No, I like riffs and stuff. Like right now, I'm listening to a lot of the latest Baroness CD. They're from Georgia, I think Savannah or something. I'm not sure.
I think so, yeah.
But
Baroness
they're
Rose.
real great, and they just had a new album come out. So I've been listening to them a lot on Torch, obviously. As far as influences go, I mean, a lot, but that's more modern stuff. You do talk about deathmatch.
Oh no.
That's influence.
Yeah, I don't know. I grew up in the South Florida hardcore scene, so a lot of hardcore. But after a while, you just kind of stop liking heavy music, maybe, or maybe that's just me.
Hey,
So,
it kind of like
yeah.
mellow.
Yeah, I
you
don't talk
mellow
about
out a
Scott
little
Byron
bit.
and all these like great one-man
So,
bands too. We like.
yeah,
You can
probably
only be
about-
angry for so long.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So about 10 years ago, I just kind of abandoned the genre, and I've just gone into the deep
opposite.
end on whatever I could find.
Polar opposite.
Yeah.
Same way, but then when it comes back to writing, I still riff,
I think it's
Yeah.
just like as you age, you're like, man, my ears
Yeah, I need to
kind of
calm
hurt.
down.
Like,
I'm
I don't know.
I think I understood why I was angry, and then I stopped being angry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Because you can only be angry for so long. Like,
Right.
I was in the South Florida hardcore scene too, and I played in like all kinds of hardcore bands and metal bands and
A spokesperson for.
or like mathcore. And now like I play like funk and jazz and like rock and roll and stuff too. So
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah, you're all
what were
over
some of
that.
those things you found once you stopped listening to as much hardcore music?
Oh,
Warren Zevon.
a lot of jazz,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Bobby Humphries. She plays flute. It's weird. A lot of rap.
Freddie King.
A lot of Latin music.
Yeah,
A
I
lot
mean-
of reggaeton.
Yeah, in South Florida,
Yeah.
you get a lot of that, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, just anything that's not guitars, man. Guitars, just after so long, you just over it.
Chainsaws.
And guitars are like sick. You should listen to our band because they have guitars. As I run down guitar genre.
anything with pianos.
Burn them down.
So do you think that like having those sort of influences outside of guitar music, does that influence your...
Oh, for sure, because
Makes it easier, I think. 'Cause everyone
yeah,
just does their thing and it just seems to work.
it's interesting to see how a song is structured outside of like a traditional band structure, where you have like 4 people contributing to like riffing, where a lot of other music maybe it's just one person, like a singular vision, and then like a singer-songwriter involved. So just that organization comes out.
Like I'll give ideas to Stefan, for example, or Chippy or anybody, and then they'll revise them and reprise them, and then it'll be a whole different song, but it'll work, just as good, if not better, and then it'll take on its own thing.
Yeah.
So we just kind of like mold it like that. That's how we did the last one, anyways.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So your EP, I'm not good with French. Is it Love?
It's Le Bel du Vide.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
Might as well just call it a day.
How did that like come about?
About pure depression.
Yeah. I think it was like being burnt out for being on the road with certain bands, and then you get out of that band, and then you're just like, okay, well now I'm here. Where do I go from here? And it's like, okay, I think I was 29, and I'm like, I have to start fresh. Like coming out of a different band, it's like I have to start fresh. So it's like, okay, I've been touring constantly. I came off like 29 cities in 30 days, and then the next day I'm like bandless, and I'm like, okay. Do I stop now, or do, we just keep going, just keep trucking along? I've been doing it now, like, I'm 30, I've been doing this 18 years. And, like, when you get to tour when you start making money and, like, actually touring and, like, going on the road.
You've been playing
like,
since you were 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like, everything starts working for you. Oh, yeah, I have a picture I'll show you.
He's a beast.
It's like I need something fresh. I need something new. I played drums in every other band. I
Yeah.
never played guitar and sang and wrote songs in a band before. So like every band I've ever toured in, I played drums. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this different thing. I would like to put together this super group of people that I've toured with, every single one of them, just they've never toured together. So that all started, and it was like a super depressive state where it's like I need to figure out what I'm doing, how I'm doing this, why I'm doing this, to like fall in love with it again, because you become jaded.
Yeah.
So that translates to the call of the void, which is like the feeling in your head before you kill yourself, whether you choose
Whoa. My mom's listening.
whether you choose to or not
Sorry,
to, when
Mom.
you're driving on the highway and you're like, I could just turn right off this highway and die.
Yeah, I was.
But you don't.
Wait, yeah. The more of a session like that, I went to EMT school right out of high school, so like I saw that little side of it. I liked it; it was fun. But then I started the band thing so quick, and I was like, well, I'll come back to it because I was young and spry, and I was like, well, I'm still young and spry. Later, maybe, but not now. I realized that was foolish man's game. So he's hurt. But yeah. But that's what it came off of that idea, and then we all started adding ideas to it, and it really started forming quickly.
Yeah. So we
Before
released
even
that
met,
album.
You guys were Volatile, or
That album.
We're newbies.
well, not like that. It was happened so like.
But not even. So like that happened in December, and then Keith got on board like early January, and then we had
December 2018, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
like early 2019 last year, Keith came on board, and I'm like, Keith, I have 10 songs. He's like, yo, I have 20. I'm like, yo, we can release it
We gotta do
right
something.
now. We can release this. Keith writes songs similar to how I write songs. I'm like, okay, we can release a triple album right now. It's like, all right, well, let's take all this and like narrow it down to our best four and just put out an EP or a demo or whatever and just get something out there. So we did that, and then we're shooting a music video. It's like, okay, how do I convince Nicholas to play in my band? Because Nicholas is the best drummer I've ever seen before. And I played drums on the album, but like, how do I convince Nicholas to be in the band? I knew I could convince Chippy because Chippy hangs out with me every single day. Chippy was the last one to be in the band too. It was the funniest part. He was the first one to be like, nah, dude.
You did. You talked me into it.
So we had to shoot a music video for the one song, and I was like, Nicholas, come to the music video, I'll pay you money. And then like I got Nicholas in, and I gave like Nicholas a couple bucks, and I was like, what if I give you a couple bucks for a few more shows? And then it was like a few more shows, a few more practices, and it's just like, okay.
I've been here ever since.
Yeah.
So you just stuck around?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love these guys. I've been, they've all been playing in bands, and I've been playing in other bands for like years. So like we all kind of knew each other a little bit. We all like ended up playing the same shows a lot of the time. So
I think Nicholas and I had I think that our first time like actually hanging out and becoming friends is I was in a band called Dineside, and Nick was in a band called Feralux, and we did like a little weekend run together. We played Atlanta, and then we played Valdosta. And in Valdosta, we got here super early at Ashley Street Station, and we were all skateboarding and hanging out.
Yeah, that was so fun.
And I was like smoking cigarettes on the side, and Nicholas was like, I want to smoke. Nicholas used to smoke. I'm like, yeah. And it's like, we're just nerding out on drums together. And I'm like, yo, this person hits the drums so hard. Because I hit the drums really hard too, and it's like to see someone play the drums and know how to play the drums, it's like I'm immediately attracted to that. Let's geek out. So like I think we started our little love right here in Valdosta.
Wow, I like that.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's gross. I dig that.
Did you prepare that one?
No, that's
like that came out beautifully. Yeah.
That's what happened.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, that was like
That was a fun show
first
too.
time hanging
That
out
was a
with
fun
them.
show, and then the day before we were in Atlanta in a little basement that had
That Wonder Root?
which was awesome.
Wonder
It was
Root.
awesome.
Oh, that was awesome. I miss Wonder Root.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an art gallery. There was like art all upstairs and on the walls, and then downstairs it was this like dirty basement punk venue. It was just like stickers.
So
and
funny story.
stuff
Me and
scratched
Chippy
on the
used to
walls.
play in a different band, and outside that same venue, at the very last day of like a 22-day tour, Chippy was moderating a screaming match between me and the guitar player of that old band because we were literally arguing about nothing.
They
Yeah.
agreed. They were agreeing. I'm like,
We were so burnt out from being on the road.
They're angrily
Yeah.
agreeing.
F you, no, F you. And I think what stopped us, what made me and him get over it was the band before us, the drummer started taking his cymbals off on stage, which is a big no-no. Get those stands
Yeah.
off
It's
the
like a
stage.
taboo, yeah.
And he starts taking them off. And I think like at first cymbal, we're both like looking at each other like, all right, buddy. And then the second cymbal, someone's like, let's go. And then like immediately, like me and this person are no longer mad at each other. We're just mad at this kid.
That's so fun. There's like so many like little etiquette things on stage that like you don't notice.
There's
when you're-
etiquette in touring in general
Yeah,
and
and
being a
it
musician.
really is.
Like, what's some of those things?
Help the kids
unto
of
others,
tomorrow.
do unto others as they will do to you.
Well, it's,
Yeah,
it's a lot of
okay.
there's a lot of like,
Golden
being
rule.
respectful with set times and like making sure that like you set up kind of fast and get it done and then get off the stage kind of fast. Because like you don't want to take up somebody else's time and just like the taking cymbals off on stage. Like just get all your stuff out of the way and take it apart off the stage so the other
And
person
scoot
can
it
be
on.
setting
Right.
up while you're breaking down, as opposed to breaking down on stage and then carrying it off. Like you can carry it off and break it down later. And
Yeah, that's 101.
little things that you
Like-
kind of learn.
Is there like a class, or do you just?
You just kind of learn.
I knew
by
a buddy.
that.
I met on the road. I played with this band. I toured with this band from like Fredericksburg, Virginia, and the guy's been touring for like nonstop, like 30-day tours every 20 days. Like somehow he's just so busy, and he's like, I'm gonna write a book on road etiquette. Like there's a lot to it.
That's a thing.
Did he ever write a book?
That's cool.
Nah, he became a pilot instead.
Yeah. No, but it's one of those things you only learn by doing.
Yeah.
You only learn by doing the wrong thing and having somebody yell at you to not do that ever again, and then you never do that again.
Or by
That
watching
young
other
man
people do
will
it.
never unload a cymbal on stage ever again in his life because two grown adults yell.
Mad as hell.
Maybe you might have figured it
101.
out.
Hashtag 101.
He's like, what are you so mad about? Like, get the F out of here.
Or like seeing
Yes.
other people do it, like other bands like play like a 45-minute set when they're supposed to play
Oh,
for
yeah.
a half hour, and like everybody, like you see the band after them like anxiously being like, we have to cut a song now or
A
something.
show is a show, meaning there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And you can't just think that revolves around you.
Mhm.
And this rock star thing, like, I don't know. I know there's a lot of weekend warriors and a lot of people that just want to do it for whatever the reason they do it for. But, like, all that stuff goes out the window when you're doing this every single day. Because you're trying to get in, do your best, go do your thing afterward, whether it be selling merch or talking to people.
And also, you got to give the people their money's worth. People are giving their money and time to you, so you got to respect that. And also, there's a flow to a show. Well, if it's a huge delight, people hang out outside, maybe never come back in. So those are things that people need to consider as a band of just treating the show with respect.
No booker is going to be upset if you get 30 minutes and you don't go 30 minutes. Like, that's totally cool. That
You
means the
helping the
show's
show
gonna
run
go
on
long.
time.
So, like, when you go up there and you get 30 minutes, you're like, we got a 35-minute set, but you know what? We're going to crush this last song. They're going to love it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Just play 25 minutes and do it quietly.
Yeah, we built our set with that in mind. We have a 16-minute set in and out.
5 songs.
5 songs. And
Until I start battling, then maybe like a minute longer.
17 minutes.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do it for that keeps you going in it like day in, day out?
I just like art of any kind. I work at a theater back home too, so I'm always around it. Like if I'm at home, I'm working at a place called Kelsey Theater, and I do production there. So I'm always watching bands flow, and whether it's plays or art or any kind of comedians, any kind of live arts form. I just like being a part of that, even painting, all that stuff.
So you like just
I
love
just like
the
doing
arts.
art, yeah.
Yeah.
So however it gets out there, I just like to be active. And spin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
For me, anyways.
I've met like all of the best friends that I have right now over the last like 11 years from playing music, and like that's a lot of my favorite part is like every time I go out and play a show, like I make like 5 new friends, and like they're internet friends for like the next 10 years, and I see them like once every like 2 years, but we're still just like, yo, what's up, dude? Like,
Yeah, happy
we're
to
still
see
tight
people.
somehow, and like I'm like that with so
Yeah, it's like
many
a day
people
never left.
everywhere now. And
Best
it's
friends
super
on stage.
nice.
For me, it's the only constant I've had for 18 years. I moved to South Florida from Chicago like 7 years ago, and in Chicago I played music, and that's everything that I had. That's what I built all my family off of. I didn't have much of a family. I do now, and I'm like madly in love, and I have like a girlfriend I've been with for like 7 years. But before that, I had all these years of just trying to figure out who I am, and ultimately what it came down to is just playing. So, like, no matter what, the only constant I've had is I've always made music, whether I'm playing drums in a reggae band, a rock band, a doom band, or some weird jazz fusion band. I'm always playing music.
You played in a reggae band?
Jazz fusion.
The most money I ever made playing music playing in a reggae band. I can only do it for 2 months.
I
before
gotta hear
was
about
just-
your reggae money again.
It was crazy. It was white boy
For the rest of
reggae
my life.
out of like West Palm Beach. but it was
That's there's a
crazy.
money pit there for that.
And they
Yeah,
would,
A lot of good bands around there too.
we would drink so much. We did a festival at like Meyer Amphitheater, which is like a big venue downtown West Palm Beach. And it was like sponsored by Tito's, and like there wasn't a single joint going around in the green room for like 6 hours. I'm like, why is everyone just drinking constantly? There's a reggae fest.
Come on, yo. Yeah.
It's like the wildest thing. Yeah, I played in a reggae band. I could only do it for 2 months before this was killing me.
Did you go to that Jamaican place that we talked about?
Oh,
No,
that's
we just had
afterwards.
it.
That's where you're going?
Raising
Okay.
traffic and stuff.
Yeah.
They messaged us asking if there was any good vegan places, and Jerkin Your Soul just opened up.
Oh my
We
God.
really enjoyed it.
Heck yeah.
It's
They're-
like a little tiny, just hole in the wall place, but
Mhm.
it was super good. They had a lot of great vegan options.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if you guys ever go to Atlanta, but there's a place there called Soul Veg.
So
Yes.
Soul Veg is
Been
so
there,
good.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's my place right there.
it's in the South we're trying to move into being more accommodating of, because here they eat a lot of dead animals.
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. It's pretty farm based,
Mm.
but
you guys had a Cinnaholic here.
yeah,
So
we
I have
did.
some friends that like tattoo out here, and they would go to Cinnaholic all the time. Shout out to Ben Stubbs. I hope you listen to this.
Yeah, I used to
You
work
and
at the
your wife.
Brass School Gallery. I was their body piercer back
Yeah.
when I was but a wee child before I got into journalism. 'Cause-
But dude is shredded. He does CrossFit
Yeah.
constantly, and he would eat so much Cinnaholic. And then I heard that had to close down or something.
yeah, it didn't do great here.
Yeah, there's one
in
by us.
Valdosta, but that's
You got the experience.
the way it goes.
The
We did get to
experience points and pokes
experience it, for like
You got to
half a
focus on
second.
What other good restaurants are in this town? What do you guys like?
We eat at the pub a lot because it's just right there.
Mhm.
And I
There's
mean, they
nice-
have Impossible Burgers, and I
it's
really
good,
like
yeah.
their black bean burgers.
Yeah.
They sometimes
I'm the
do
only
live
vegan,
music
so
and
if you guys
stuff.
want to talk about meat stuff, like,
Yeah.
I don't.
We have great barbecue because it's the South.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna get great barbecue. We have a place called Smoking Pig, and we got another one called Woodstack.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite barbecue dish there?
I just love pulled pork. Like,
Okay.
you can just give me a giant.
Is that the best pulled pork in town?
To me, yeah, you can just give me a
Shots
big
fired.
vat of
Now,
like.
do you
pulled
like it with
pork.
barbecue sauce on it?
I will eat it with barbecue sauce, but I have to go through all the different sauces and be like,
Oh.
what do I feel today?
It's true.
Do you
That's
ever
where I'm at too.
Yeah.
customize
Sample the
your
weather
own
first.
sauce?
Yeah, you can.
I'm
No,
more
do
of
you
a
combine them?
Yeah. You just mix it together.
Ooh,
Make
I
it.
used
Pulled
to-
pork chemistry.
barbecue on the road. Best thing ever.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about Carolina style? Is that big in Valdosta?
I think I've seen
No,
like
you would have sweet sauces here, where
Yeah,
that's kind of a vinegary based.
Did you know those? Isn't that
Hmm?
Vegan.
French for
So what? You
Yeah.
still have barbecue? It's mustard. Huh?
That's right. I think you're
Educated on their barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue is a big
Barbecue sauce in general is usually vegan.
Yeah, we literally have a festival in Tifton for barbecue.
yeah.
What's the
Rhythm
Rhythm
and
and
ribs.
Ribs.
Yeah.
All right. You have bands play that?
That's what's up.
They do, yeah. They get a lot of bands from Nashville for some reason.
Sick.
contracts? No.
Yeah, I but
Big beef buddy.
Y'all got an edit button?
Big beef buddy.
You play ribs and guitars.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gosh. So you mentioned you're from Chicago. Are you guys all from Florida, or did you guys move there? Because it seems like it's either like
It's
you're
like no one's-
hardcore negative
Yeah.
or native, or
No one's ever from Florida, but
Mhm.
Florida has like a weird place of making you from there. Like I'm not from, I'm not native
It's
to
'cause
Florida.
it's the
but I'm
squishy
from
swamp.
Florida.
Yeah, I'm from Florida.
Yeah, I'm from Florida. I claim I rep Florida.
Yeah,
hard.
My
hard.
parents moved there right before I was born, so from Dayton, Ohio. So then,
Oh, he was
I'm
conceived
technically
in Ohio.
Florida, Yeah, I'm technically Floridian, but there again,
I was born in New
depends on
Hampshire.
what semantic.
Really, you were born in
Yeah,
New
I was born in
Hampshire?
New
That's
Hampshire,
wild.
Yeah.
It's
No,
so
Florida has a
funny
way
how
of
that
making
is.
you its
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Florida stories though. Like Florida has some of the
Florida
craziest
man.
stuff happen.
Oh my
and I
God.
Chippy
love-
refers to it as hell.
I am a fan
Yeah.
of Okeechobee.
He said,
You know, you
Yeah.
only
What
see,
do
you
you only
expect?
see the
We're
stuff
from
they write
hell.
about.
Yeah.
It's
Well, Florida Man, that's just a going thing. People know of Florida Man. And I mean, it's like, hey, here's an alligator riding a four-wheeler. And you're like, yeah, Florida. That's just,
Yeah,
that's Florida.
That's how it goes.
it's
yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's always nice.
Yeah.
It's always nice, but it's always just a little too hot.
just
Unless
going
it's a
with the
little too
breeze,
cold.
going with
The
Yeah.
craziest thing about Florida is that everybody ends up there for a reason, and like
Kind of
whatever
like
that
prison.
reason is, there's always a reason.
Because they really like being damp.
Yeah.
They like being not quite dried enough in the dryer.
It's also where we take in a lot of other people, stressed out people, or refuge for that.
Yeah, it's true.
I can see that.
Florida's
Everywhere
so
now.
sick.
If we take your broken,
South Florida is sick.
take your broken, your
Florida's the
ugly
broken
and
part of the
your-
Just
body.
hired your poor.
It's
States
definitely-
were
masses
mine.
I feel like
yearning
we've
to be
caught a lot
broken
of
still.
people
Yearning
from
to be in
Florida.
Florida.
we have. I mean, it makes sense because we're in
Yeah.
a crossroads, but
Well, we had a Las Nubes from
Oh,
Miami,
yeah.
and
yeah.
they talked about Iggy Pop because they know Iggy Pop. Like
Yeah.
he's just
They were
chilling around
in there.
Miami.
They
Hanging down.
At Art
they had his
Basel.
fashion show.
At Art Basel.
Yep, and then they did his video.
Yeah, we talked about the video some, and it was just cool to talk about Iggy Pop just being this casual old dude riding around. Like,
He just shows up.
Casual.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
shows
I
up
was
at the
out-
record
I-
store.
Hanging out.
First of all, shout out to them
Just
and Palomino Blonde. They're doing a split together. It comes
Yeah.
out, I think, the 13th of March. That's another band that's amazing. You guys should have them on here. But I was drinking on South Beach one time when I first moved here because that's what you do.
yeah,
I've been there 7 years. I've been to the beach 2 times, and it was both when I was drinking on the beach. So I saw Iggy Pop, shirtless, of course, walking on South Beach, and he had a girl under each arm.
Does
And
he
one
own
girl
a
was
shirt?
like 6'2", and the other one was like 4'10". He was so happy, and both of them looked so happy. Like one was like a hip hop girl,
Yeah.
like a really, really, really pretty Latina, and then the other one was just a super pale goth girl. It was like, yo, Iggy Pop is living the life.
All contrast.
He is.
The life.
Contrast.
He apparently has a pet bird, I guess, that has its own Instagram.
Yeah, a parrot or
Yeah,
something.
like with some kind of kitschy name. I can't remember what it is now, but they were talking about.
That's
it.
fun
It's a-
to picture
Wait a minute.
Iggy Pop posting bird pictures on Instagram.
This bird about to drop the hottest record.
Like he writes a caption like the bird said it.
Why not?
It's
Did
like
they talk about
Pop-
Sweat Records when they came through? The record store they went
Yeah,
to?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
they
great
do.
record store.
Yeah, we've heard good things. I've never, I've only been down to Miami once, and I was
Oh.
getting on a cruise ship because I'm a tourist and a terrible human being.
They just head down there.
Do you guys have record stores
Fade
around
away
here?
for a couple days.
Just a
Uh,
couple, but
Yeah, just a couple. It's not a big. Brian that owns Ashley Street, he opened a record store like
Oh,
in
sick.
half of Ashley Street.
Oh, cool.
So-
That's the one you described as 1.5 record stores.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like half.
It's
Did you
only
open it
open
where
when
the
the bar's
chicken wing
open.
place was. There's a chicken wing place next to it like 3 years ago.
I think
Yeah.
it's still
They were
there.
not that good.
I don't know if it's still there. I think
Oh,
it
if
may
they're still
be.
there, shout out to the chicken wing place. If not, burn it down.
Unless it's a taco place now.
Yeah, I think there's taco place next to
Oh
it
yeah,
now.
shout out to Taco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Probably better.
I don't know. You know, it changes a lot. We go
Okay,
through it.
turf
There was a
wars.
pita pit right there, and I was really mad when
Oh,
pita pit went away.
Love Peter Pit.
Me too. And I
Yeah,
was
shout
super
out
bummed.
to falafel.
Big falafel money.
Big
Yeah.
falafel
Chickpea,
monster.
my favorite kind of pea.
Oh gosh. Cool. So,
Yeah.
where are you guys headed after Valdosta? Are you headed back home? Or
So
are
it's
you...
just a 3-day run. Last night we played in Vero Beach. Tonight Valdosta. Tomorrow we're at Uncle Lou's in Orlando.
Okay.
Nice.
And the most fun thing that we're going to be doing is that we're going to take a little bit of time because we're all together to record record 2
Where are you recording at?
in a hotel.
Yeah, so we
Allegedly.
we track everything like individually. So we recorded drums at the Kelsey Theater. We did that for the first album with me, and then we did that now on the second album with Nicholas. The drums are so stupid. The drums are so stupid.
It's a big room, so it's really reverby and boomy.
And
That's
Nick
cool.
knows how to
That's
play.
great.
So like we have those done, and my guitars are done. Half of the bass is done. We'll finish that bass up, and then Keith's gonna put his guitar in, and then we'll put on vocals, and then we'll send it out to be mixed and mastered.
So you do all the recording yourself, and then you have
Yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We had someone record the drums.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He who will remain nameless.
We're gonna record vocals in the bathroom at the hotel we're going to actually.
Yeah, we
Bathroom,
could probably
bathroom
do that.
reverb.
So, are you guys like when you tour? You guys get hotel rooms and stuff, or are you asleep in a van kind of
So
person?
this
Little
is our
boat?
first little run.
Yeah. So,
But,
somewhere.
I'm used to sleeping in a van.
I
what do
used
you
to-
predict you will be?
So for
People
many
too.
years, I would sleep in a van that would pull a trailer
Yeah.
with one band, and then I started doing trailerless with a different band, and then relying on people to put us up. And if you can't have someone put you up, you can get a hotel. But this is only works when you start actually like making any money.
Right.
Whether you get a door cut or whether you can actually move some merch, you can afford the $90 a night. Because
That's
nobody.
cool. Like microtels nowadays, like $65 a tax. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not horrible.
Yeah. The only push for a hotel
Have
on this
to.
run is just to do work.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that'd be real bully to do that in somebody's living room. Like, hey, can we spend the night and record a record?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we don't want to be a nuisance and not, basically.
Right.
And if it seems casual or someone nice to have a meeting, it seems easygoing, maybe we'll do that. I just go with the flow like a Florida man does.
So we're gonna finish this
I go with the flow.
We're gonna finish this album up, and then we're gonna send it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything works out to John Nunez from Torch, and he's gonna mix it, and then whoever mastered their album is gonna master ours too.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been working with those guys a lot, just because we come from the same scene.
Yeah.
We got our shirts printed through them.
Yeah, Rick, the drummer of Torch, and his brother printed our shirts.
It's so funny to me how like hardcore music
It's a tribe.
is so like
Tribal.
tight in South Florida, and it's so weird because it's like
Yeah.
palm trees and sun and beaches and stuff, but then
Gauges.
yeah, right,
No, it's
and then
hell
it's
on
like
earth. It's hell on earth. All that is just on the outside. That's what you see looking in. But when you're in it,
I'm easy
You're
going,
in it.
so I can lie to everybody, so it seems pretty.
I just like how buddy it is. Because, I mean, it'll be like huge dudes that look so intimidating, and it's like, we're BFFs.
Yeah.
Later on, we're going to braid each other's hair and
Yeah.
chill.
it's hot outside. It's hot outside.
You know, and then out of nowhere, just
No, it's all communities.
We're all culture.
No one has a problem giving you a hand if they know that you're in it for the right reason. And I think that's kind of like the spirit of hardcore and the spirit of DIY and the spirit of punk rock, is that people usually help elevate you or bring you to where they are if they believe that you believe what you're doing.
Right.
Because the only instrument that you need in punk rock or anything is like truth.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you really need to have, because there's so many garbage bands that have a good following just because they're honest.
Yeah, you just need.
Conviction was what you said along the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. You need 3 chords and the truth. That's all you need.
Yeah,
But like,
No.
if you play and
I like that 3
do
chords.
everything with conviction, then
he's killing it.
Yeah, that's great.
then you're believable. You can't just be. Can I swear on here?
Don't bleep you.
I
You
can
can't
bleep
just
it.
be full of S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
You know,
That works.
because that stuff
Full
will.
of sauerkraut.
Yeah, you will be.
What are you talking about?
People will know right off the
Full of
bat
sandwiches.
Yeah.
because it's a
Yeah.
real place. You know, if you can make it in South Florida, you can make it anywhere. So we're still trying to figure out how to make it in South Florida.
Yeah,
But like while we do that, we're gonna try to like figure it out here too.
Yeah.
and Florida's such like a touristy place, so it's like y'all was saying, it's like
I've never seen a
Everything's-
tourist go to a show ever. Have
Yeah.
you?
mhm.
It's a little tricky for bands because like nobody like passes through Florida, so you can't like hop on like an opening show for a bigger band unless they like specifically were coming to Florida, because they're not just like it's not convenient for them to pass through Florida to go somewhere else.
That's specifically the reason why the hardcore scene's so tight, is because bands don't really come there. So we just kind of play for each other all the time.
Yeah, we were just
Very
talking
much
about
so, yeah.
that, like how hard it is sometimes to find like bigger bands going to Florida, and you're like, God, I really hope that they decide they just want to go down there for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Come to
Like,
Orlando, like let us
so,
open for
so
you.
we have
Yeah.
so we have like 2 venues by us where like you'll either have Culture Room, which will like host what is that, like a 700 cap room, 800
yeah.
cap room,
I know.
and then you have Revolution that's like 1500 cap, and that'll hold like Thrice or Thursday or I think I don't know, bigger tier bands.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about Revolution's right next to Poorhouse. So one time Chippy and I played at Poorhouse. Shout out to Poorhouse, a great venue. And POD played at Revolution. For some reason, South Florida really likes that new metal stuff. They love
I was
that.
going to
Makes
say, was
sense.
this when they were still Christian, or were they off the Christian?
Oh no!
train?
Wait, are they not Christian anymore?
They went through a phase where they
Like
got
a
off,
straight
but
edge
kind of
Christian.
like Under Oath kind
I
of
was
did
gonna
the
say
same
Under
general
Oath, yeah.
thing.
POD
This NBA
is
is
not
my
Christian
favorite,
anymore.
too.
Shout out
was-
to my man God.
Yeah.
I'm not-
They went through like a phase. I don't know if they came back.
But
to it or
anyways,
not.
like God was there that night because after their show, a huge crowd came to Poorhouse, and Poorhouse has Friday like they have free shows.
Yeah.
So Poorhouse was packed to the street that day because we were playing. It was really heavy, and POD had just played right next door.
Yeah.
That was like the only like overflow, and then you get that overflow every now and then. But like as far as
Yeah.
tourists go,
Yeah. It's it's hard to get people to come down because you'd have to pass through Jacksonville, Orlando, and then figure out a way. Because the problem with Florida is that you have to get out of it. If you come into Florida, you have to get out of Florida too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure out a U shape for
Yeah.
your trip.
Yeah.
So Miami is sometimes the focal point of that, or sometimes Miami is where a lot of bands maybe start the tours and then work their way out.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you could do probably the routing that would kind of make sense. But how many Florida dates do you really want?
Right.
Like Tampa.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would say Tampa.
What's by Naples?
Tampa's by
I like Cocoa area. I was
Yeah.
Naples,
Coco's
and
nice
you can
too.
go Miami, then you can go.
It's like
You know, you'd have to do
what's
a
past
big
Central
U.
Florida? There's
You'd
not
have
much.
to do
Yeah.
a big U.
Because living here, we're closer to Florida than we are to Atlanta or something.
Yeah.
So I always try and catch bands when they're in
that's true.
Jacksonville, Orlando,
Jacksonville is
awesome.
Where do you like to go? Like, where's your favorite scene around here?
Like here or in Florida?
Here. Like, where do you like to go for shows? Like, what's your favorite scene that you?
Here.
There's pretty much only two places. It's
Yeah,
Ashley Street
DIY House and Ashley
the
Street. I've been
DIY.
going to Ashley Street for years and years and years.
Cool.
Brian's a really cool dude.
Now, occasionally, like the Blue Pub will have acoustic
Yeah.
sets. Moonrakers will have shows. There's another bar in town, but it's pretty much just bar scenes.
Yeah,
the
we
DIY.
were. And I mean, growing up, I went to a lot of houses.
Yeah.
You know, just like here's a house show.
House shows forever.
House shows are the best.
What's a
Forever.
cool house show you went to?
I'm trying to think of like a really cool. I mean, I got to see. Like I said, I got to see from first to last. Like just play randomly in this like old rundown building thing,
Mhm.
and I was like, cool.
Yeah.
And then they got really huge. And then I remember one day I was like, hey, Skrillex is that guy.
Yeah,
like,
that
you know,
guy.
you just had a moment. You were like, oh my God, hey, Sonny Moore is Skrillex.
Mm.
But, you know, yeah, I love house shows. You know, I saw like Machinist a bunch of times at house shows and stuff like that. But I just love that whole environment of it. I feel like I'm too old now. Like I know we're both 30. I get that.
I'm
but
also 30.
well, there you go. 30.
We're not as 30 as we feel.
I don't look at the number.
Once I hit 30, though, I was like, man, this house is crowded. My feet kind of hurt. Like,
No, the joy of missing out.
yeah, I'm like, where's that old beaten up couch that every house show seems to have for some reason?
same.
Like just
Yeah.
the
Do you remember when you were like, I don't know, I remember being like 16 and like, yo, this basement is too hot right now.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember being like almost sick as a teenager, like
Yeah.
just in a big room of, 50 burly dudes, and you're just like, God, please don't punch me. Like, I'm very small.
Yeah.
I would like to
Yeah,
not get hurt. So you're just out there like, oh God, please don't hurt me.
I love it.
My first show was like, you ever watch that Ninja Turtles movie where they go to where the Foot Clan trains and there's like
Yeah.
big arcade things and there's like, people playing music and all that stuff? That's like what my first show felt like to me. I'm like, oh, this is real life. This is awesome. And then I never stopped going.
Fun fact, we actually spent a whole day here doing the Ninja Rap. Vanilla Ice
Yeah.
did the
Very
Ninja Rap. Vanilla Ice played at Wild Adventures, which is the theme park here in
Okay.
Valdosta. And that's all we did.
You know, he's $5,000 in a hotel room
To book anything?
to book him. You can book him here in this office.
I
$5
didn't
grand
know
in a
that.
hotel room.
Oh my gosh.
He lives in Coral Springs. They tried booking him in Margate, which is the town over.
Yeah.
It's like 3 blocks away, and he's like, "Yeah, hotel." It's like, dog, you live here. You
no,
live here.
So tell us more about
Yeah,
this
you
Ninja
know,
Rap thing. I don't know.
no. We just love. So we do have a lot of adventures here, which is a
Yeah.
theme park. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Zombieland was filmed there.
Oh, sick. No way.
You remember
Okay.
Zombieland where they go to an amusement
Yeah.
park? That's here in Valdosta.
What? Okay.
So for a bit, like Woody Harrelson was just hanging out in Valdosta.
Cool.
Really weird. But we get like, I don't want to call them B-list, but I will anyway. We get a lot of like B-list people coming to play here. So we have Vanilla Ice. And I just remember I was like the only person in the newsroom who was like, God, do you guys remember the Ninja Rap? And everyone else is a child because Dalton's 22. And I'm just like, that was my childhood. So we're just sitting back going like, go Ninja, go, like over and over. And no one's with us.
Yeah.
But like this year we have TLC coming, which
Oh,
was
sick.
just weird, and Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray.
All right. Wait, solo?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just him. And so I'm like, what does he do? Like, does he just
Just him in a backing
He
track.
interviews
Yeah.
people.
Lance
He
Bass
chops.
is coming, Ryan Cabrera, if you remember the brief Ryan Cabrera movement of
Yeah,
he had
on
like
the way
big
down.
Yeah, that guy.
So it rips.
He like dated Ashley Simpson or one of the
Yeah, he's
people.
dating Alexa Bliss right now. WWE superstar. Shout out
Oh. Well
to
that's
my
cool.
friend Alexa Bliss.
He knows his wrestling.
That's some good trivia.
That's cool. We also, we have some wrestling, like Stars of Wrestling comes to Wild Adventures.
Oh, sick.
And I always interview Glacier. I didn't
Okay.
know who
That's
Glacier
awesome.
was. But
So have you had to do research onto Glacier?
yeah.
Did you Google Glacier? What
He-
was your opinion?
So
on the pond first
he
scene?
actually, he has ties to Valdosta. I can't remember his specific ties
Yeah.
to Valdosta.
He allegedly may have been a martial arts teacher. Allegedly.
Yeah. He's like a professor or something now.
Something.
Like he's weird, but I didn't know anything about wrestling. But he was like, yeah, I'm kind of after like a Mortal Kombat type person. I was like, okay, I know Mortal Kombat. We're back.
Yeah, I think Sub-Zero.
Yeah. That's
But
what
like Sub-Zero as your 9th grade biology teacher.
Yeah, which It's super weird too. So I interviewed Foreigner. They came through here.
Okay.
And one of the members of Foreigner is the voice of Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat, like
Okay.
the video game. And I said that, and he was like, "Who knows that?" And I'm like, "Me. I know that."
That's
And now you.
Thanks, Foreigner guy, for.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, Foreigner's great.
That's
They have a
great.
flute.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a flautist. If you ever get to see Foreigner play, do it because
The
they
layers.
break out a flute solo.
That's great.
Like
Is it called a flautist?
flautist.
Mm-hmm.
It is,
Yeah, it's a person that plays the flute.
Flutiste, I like to say.
Flautist.
Flutista.
Which
Flutiste,
I mean, what would you guys say is like one of the best shows you've seen in your life that you were like, you know what, I want to be that person. I want to be up there.
Oh, I think it still happens.
Yeah.
When a band inspires me, it takes over.
Yeah.
So like once I see it,
Yeah,
it's
some
the
good
best
shows.
thing I've seen ever. So,
I can't think of any clear moment offhand like that. But yeah, well-rounded.
what year? You know,
Whatever
Yeah.
you felt was probably your
I
most
mean,
influential.
I have influential moments all the time. We were just at a show
I can't pinpoint.
like 6 months ago, and we were at Space Mountain in Miami, and this band.
It's a DIY venue that took over a barbershop. So it's a cleared out barbershop that holds shows. And it's a community space.
That sounds cool.
That's fun.
And there was a hardcore band from DC called Truth Cult there, and they were amazing. I was like, whoa, what is happening? And again, it was like one of those moments, it's like, oh, everyone's 22 and I'm 30.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I didn't care, and I watched this band play, and then immediately after them, this local band again, like 21, 22-year-olds, called Palomino Blonde played, and I was like blown away. I was like, wow.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the age difference between 22 and 30. It doesn't sound like a lot, but in the music world and things like that.
Just in life, there's so much life that you live.
Yeah.
The person I was at 30 isn't the same person I was at 20.
Right.
Yeah.
no,
And I feel like when I used to, you said you've been playing since you were 12. The songs that I was writing and that I was playing when I was 22, even 10 years into playing, are different than the ones that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
So when I hear a band that's that age doing very mature, like perfectly structured songs everyone's playing, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
And it could be
It's
in
like-
a closet.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I don't like going to really big concerts.
I think that's also an age. I felt like as I got older, I was like, I don't want to be in this huge.
I never liked going.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
Everything's like,
I definitely get that. And again, house shows here, sometimes I feel way too old. I'm like, oh, okay. I should have already been in bed 2 hours ago because these kids, they just took a
Shotgun
science
course.
exam and now they're here. Like, it's
Yeah,
what
it's
it
all
is.
right though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's all about how you do it. Like, we have people, I've seen women in their 60s and 70s still going out to house shows
House
and
shows?
going to bars and stuff.
Hey, Sonny.
Yeah, you're
Did
not.
you do your homework? Not as much.
Oh, I love when parents actually go, like the parents of the kids in the band, and they're just the most supportive fan back there. I dig it.
Oh my god, biggest fan, hardcore kid's dad throws down in the pit.
I saw.
That's a great-
I had a
It's like
buddy.
old
I had a
bald
buddy
guy.
whose dad fought like a 16-year-old in one of the other bands.
Oh no.
It was just ripped. That was a great moment in concert history.
So, would you guys say that like this is what you hope for? Like, would you ultimately love to just play music, not have your day job, just be on the road?
I don't mind. Yeah, I mean that's fine.
We view it kind of flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, my day job's my hobby, and this is the thing I do.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I freelance.
Yeah.
So for me, this is what I schedule, and then
Yeah.
everything that comes in for work is how I survive.
Right.
Mhm.
But like, I don't need to work 22, 25 days in a month to make it. I can work like if I do
thing
10 days.
taking you.
Right.
If I work 10 days in a month, I'm killing it for that month. So then that leaves all the other time. So there's some months I can work 30 days straight, and then I'm good for 3 months after that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even really care so much about. I know it's unrealistic to think that this will take over my job.
Right.
But if I'm in control of my job, and I'm in control of this too, then who's to say what's in control of what?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I think that money is only relevant to like your survival situation. I don't think it defines you or makes you. So I don't really care I don't go out on tour and think, oh, we got to break. We got to get out.
Yeah.
We better be in the black when we get home. I
No,
don't care about that at all.
This is the thing I want to do, because it's like, look what music's brought us. We're hanging out in a room talking about music just because we all like music. That's kind of the power of music, and that's what we really want to do, is just see where things take you. Because I've done crazy things just because of music. I've been to crazy places. I've met crazy people. It's just, I don't know. When this is a thing, it's the thing.
Yeah.
I grew up poor. I never was able to go on vacation or anything, and now I get to go on 30-day road trips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never left the country. I've played in Toronto. I've played in Montreal. Like, I thought that was really cool. Like, music brought me out of the,
Yeah, going that far, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I never went to New York, being a Chicago guy, and I never could afford to go to New York. And then, like, the first time I ever toured, I went to New York.
Yeah.
And I was, like, with a busking guy from Chicago. He would play in the subways, and he was doing well. So he said, do you want to go to New York with me? And we'll play the subways there. So, like, the first time I was ever in New York, the first, 3 hours, I was in Times Square playing drums, and people were dancing. Like, this is wild.
Yeah. I think that's how you really know, like, a band's in it for the right reason. If they're just like, I just want to play music. Like, I don't care where I'm playing. I don't care if I'm making money. I don't care who's watching me. Like, I just want to, because I've definitely been to plenty of shows where there's, like, 2 people.
Yeah.
Just chilling. And the band's still just killing
Best
it.
show.
Like, yeah,
I had a show in Fargo, North Dakota, and I was supposed to have a show in South Dakota the next day, but there was a blizzard that was coming. And it was a tour package, and it was us and another band that was the main band. But it was so far out there and so, like, North Dakota about it that they put us on first, the other band from the tour package on in the middle, and then they had a local cover band go on after us. But they wouldn't give us our payout until after the band was done. And the band played way too long, really overstayed their welcome, but I guess it was their place. But they closed with Freebird, and it was like 26 minutes. We're like, bro, we got to get out of here. You got to pay this bill, because we were a tour package, and they were supposed to pay. And like, all right, we were trying to get this $500 and get out of here because there was a blizzard coming. So we go down to Omaha, Nebraska. We drive through. We cancel the show in South Dakota. We're in Omaha, Nebraska now. We're supposed to have an off day for 3 days during a blizzard in Omaha. And then we finally get to the show night. We've been sleeping in, like, Walmart parking lots in the van during the blizzard and negative 20 sleeping bags back then. And we get to the show, and it's us and the local opener. And the local opener is a single rap artist. And no one else shows up. And we're like, wow. But they still paid us because it was a tour package.
Yeah.
And they, fed us and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you should tell this guy to keep, like, $100 and just promote the next show. Like, promote the next show in your city. Like, you don't have to pay us all this money. Just get people out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like, I don't know if the humbling is the word, but it definitely puts perspective on the situation. It's like, yo, I still ripped that night. I had a great show.
Yeah.
For the love of it, like, I have a noise project, a harsh noise project, and usually those shows are guaranteed to bring out maybe 6 people. 2 of them who are not artists. So yeah, it's just the love of it, because I often wonder while I'm, like, lugging around hundreds of pounds of gear, like, the heck am I doing?
Yeah.
You have that moment of just reflection of why am I doing this, and just keep going.
Yeah.
So you would make it even if, like, you didn't have somebody listening to you.
Yeah, because I do it for me, not for anybody else.
Yeah, it's just art anyway. So the initial question about what the album meant, the album name.
No, I have a solo project where I make weird sounds with the VCR and then play rap beats over it. So
I dig that. That's a great,
how to kill time.
We recently put, like, projection in on it too. So, like, I have nothing to do with this, but, like, I helped Chippy with the video situation. So we got, like, projection into it, and now Chippy will glitch out the videos with one of his pedals through the projector. So the audio from the videos is coming out as well, and he's glitching that with his pedals. But because he's glitching the audio from that videos, he's also glitching the video. So it's like, and the video's glitching like that cool. Too.
It's a sight to behold. This also involves lugging around 3 giant CRT TVs into a small car. So,
and
that's the love of it.
And the Ampeg bass, the Ampeg 810, the refrigerator bass amp, and that's what he uses as a sub.
A refrigerator?
No, the Ampeg amp. You know, the big bass amp that goes up?
It's like a fridge.
So he has to haul around a 200-pound speaker cabinet too.
Yeah.
I thought, like, maybe you converted a refrigerator into.
I mean,
I've seen weirder things at noise shows.
Yeah.
I'd believe it, honestly. Noise shows are crazy.
Yeah, you put a contact mic on an egg.
My favorite one that I've seen was 2 people who were in yoga clothes, and then they would drink water, and then they would throw up.
Oh, okay.
So that was fun for 15 minutes.
That's a choice. That is a choice.
And there was about 75 people there for that. So
that is an artistic choice.
Artistic stroke.
Yeah.
When you have good draw by drinking water and doing yoga and throwing up.
Yo, there's an international noise conference in Miami every year.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Home of the noise.
Why is Miami the home of the noise?
Chippy, you
What?
didn't play, right?
No,
But you went. So in Miami now, talk about that spot.
Which one?
The mall.
Oh,
This is the coolest thing.
So there's in downtown Miami, since like real estate is wacky and the future of retail is pretty much dead, there's a mall that closed down. But it's one of those like, I don't know if you have the context, like it's a ex-jewelry mall. So it just used to be jewelry stores in downtown Miami. Everything closed down and the city didn't want to lose the building to deterioration by having it uninhabited. So the city donated the building to artists.
Post-apocalyptic punk rock. It's the
Oh
coolest
my
thing in
gosh.
the world.
Yeah, so in the basement of this abandoned mall, there's a noise venue, and it's run by two brothers. It's called Video HQ, and they just host the wildest things ever. One guy ran through a plate glass window.
As his performance.
Yeah.
That's what he ran through. Oh my god.
I would love to see that just across the U.S. as all these malls start going under, like, just start converting them.
I think
into
that's the
these-
future. I think that's kind of the future of retail because
Yeah.
as like Amazon's closing down everything, something has to occupy that space.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like really small capitalism has a chance to reappear. If like if you took a Sears and you gave that to 45 individual small vendors, that'd be a real crazy way to use the space.
But back to that venue.
Yes.
So it was during INC this year, right? It was. How long was the festival?
It's about a week.
But it was all day and all night.
Oh, you're talking about Drone Fest.
Oh, sorry, Drone Fest.
I apologize for not knowing where you're going.
My bad.
Yeah, about in late December there was a 72-hour continuous Drone Fest where
I love it.
72 artists flew in from around the world to play one note for
Where do
an hour
people
each.
sleep, or do they just not?
You just exist.
That
You just
72 hours, and there's no dead time. There's no downtime.
is the spirit of drone. I respect that.
And it drew people.
Like Mongolian chant without the chant.
I was able to see,
Gregorian.
I saw stuff on Instagram
Gregorian
stories and
chant.
like, yo, this guy's killing it right now. And it's like 6, maybe like 4:30 in the morning. It's just like, yo. Can you imagine being at a noise venue in downtown Miami on like
in an abandoned mall.
at like 8:30 on Saturday, and you've been there 6 hours? Well, you just go
Yeah, I
outside and have
couldn't-
a smoke real quick. Outside, you're in Miami. You're like, what is going on?
Yeah. No, that's the beauty of South Florida is that you could be the busiest person on the planet. You can party every night, do something every night, see a show, see a venue, go to a bar, or you could become like a total recluse and no one ever see you again.
Hello.
Man, that kind of reminds me of the Masquerade because the Masquerade used
that's
to.
really
Mm.
sick.
Yeah.
They moved. Didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it used
I haven't
to be
seen
in
their
that
new place.
building, and
Now they're in
I-
like a old street or a
Yeah.
The
new strip
building
mall.
had that
yeah.
like levitating platform you'd load your gear on
Right.
to go upstairs. Yeah.
And that old building, so I saw one of the last shows they had there, and it was in Heaven, which is the top,
Mhm.
and I saw the Used play because I'm very dedicated to
Oh,
the
cool. Is
Used.
that
Yeah.
a poster on your desk?
Yeah.
Sick.
I met them at that show,
Oh, sick.
and because all I ever wanted in life was to meet Burt McCracken because I'm still 14 at heart. Anyway,
Heck yeah.
Wait, how did that go? That sounds more interesting than anything else.
it was really cool. I enjoyed
Yeah.
meeting them. Quinn was no longer in the Used at the time, but I was wearing this sweatband,
Okay.
and he was like, "How long have you had that?" And I was like, "Since the 8th grade."
Oh, okay.
And he was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I love you
Yeah.
so much." And I lose it sometimes. Like I'm not good. Sometimes I'm just
Mm-hmm.
I turn back into a child. But at that show, I remember they said, "Yeah, we have to shut down the Masquerade because the floor isn't stable." And I was like, "Cool, I'm seeing the Used, the top floor,
Yeah.
neat, and you can actually feel the floor
Yeah.
kind of moving under your feet." And I was like, "Cool, this is how I die."
I never got to go there.
Was that your first favorite band?
The Used?
Yeah.
No, I have loved The Used for so very long. And I mean, I went from liking boy bands to literally just liking
Who's your
Burt
favorite boy
McCracken.
band?
Do what?
Who's your favorite boy band? And
The Backstreet Boys.
Oh,
What's your
okay.
favorite album?
Wait, who's your favorite Backstreet Boy?
Ooh,
AJ?
so AJ was my favorite because
Lots
I
of
was like, I'm
questions.
gonna grow up and like dudes with tattoos and piercings. I can feel it in my
He could
soul.
sing too.
Yeah, and
Yeah, we talk about AJ all day.
He's a
Shout out to AJ.
yeah, shout out.
Shout out to Brian. What up, Howie?
I always liked the album Millennium, like the Millennium album. But I tell everyone, my favorite music video of all time is Everybody by the
Okay.
Backstreet Boys.
We were
where
just
they're
dancing
monsters.
to it the other day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Him solo, not the group.
I was at home and
She doesn't speak.
You don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit you were
Yeah.
dancing to the Backstreet
Which, I mean,
Boys.
Backstreet Boys are still killing
I
it.
would.
They're still making music. They're still out there doing their thing. Like,
Arena
I probably
tours.
would.
yeah, and I mean, Justin Timberlake broke away from NSYNC, and all the rest of them were like, oh, what do we do? Backstreet
Lance
Boys
Bass is
stuck it
coming to
together.
Valdosta.
Yes, yeah, he is.
He was going to be an astronaut too.
Thanks
Yes.
a lot, Justin.
But
Have you been to the new Masquerade?
yes, I have. I saw Taking Back Sunday play there on their
Have you
anniversary
seen the
show.
load-in situation there?
No.
So Chippy and I had a show there one time. I think we were in hell.
Yeah.
But you have to park all the way out back and like down this. I don't know. It's a weird floor system, or not even
Yeah.
floor system. Like it seems like you're in a parking lot, but it's like everything else is 2 stories up, like the main street. But it's such a long load end that they have carts for you to put your gear on because you have to push for so long.
Yeah.
And it was like a true the closest thing we ever had to a Spinal Tap moment was getting into this venue from the back where you have to load in.
It's a comically long tunnel.
Hello,
Yeah.
Google.
It's like, where am I? And then you're there. And it's great. It's great there now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I loved the old building, I really did. But I mean, I kind of like the feel of the new one.
Word.
It was cool. Dalton actually went to see a show there recently too.
Yeah, I
you
just
see?
brought it up because that's what I was picturing when you were mentioning
Who
this
did you
like
see?
mall. I saw AJJ and
That's right.
Emperor
Oh,
X,
sick.
and
Yeah,
that
we're
was cool.
Wait, so what was your first favorite band?
What was my first favorite band?
we actually just did an article that was our top 5 songs that we felt encompassed our high school careers.
Okay.
And
In middle school,
I know Dalton's was so much different from mine because the age gap.
Yeah.
Wallflowers.
I think the
But,
first band I ever obsessed over was probably it was probably either Nirvana or 3 Days Grace
Okay.
when I was in middle school.
We played 3 Days Grace in this building just so that I could experience 3 Days Grace because I wasn't quite as familiar with
What
them.
song did you play in your?
Their big ones. So like I Hate Everything About You or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that, and then God, what's
So-
the other song that we
Never
just
to be so cold.
yeah, they're
That's the same band.
I think it's
I love
the
it
same
though.
band.
it's such
I love
a
it.
weird
Shout out to the wrong band.
yeah, and I mean I remember 3 Days Grace being a band. It was like the same time as Breaking Benjamin and people like that.
Yeah,
and,
It's that Midwest rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I only knew them because Breaking Benjamin had a song that opened with the Halo music,
Mhm.
and I'm a big video game person.
Oh, okay.
So I was like,
Okay.
cool, I
Hmm.
know this. And then they started in with their Breaking Benjamin stuff. I was like, oh, never mind. Back off board. I was here for it. But,
Yo, Nirvana's sick
What
though.
was- Yeah. What was
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
list?
Was it?
My list was the used Motion City soundtrack.
Okay.
I really liked the song, Everything's Alright. That song was a big deal. Anyway, I went through that phase, was really me. Coheed and Cambria.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
Coheed and Cambria fan.
Love Coheed.
I still love them so much. I get all their albums. Claudio Sanchez is like top person I would just want to sit down
Is
and
his
dinner
hair long
with.
yet again? Is his hair long again yet?
Yeah, his hair is still
Cause he cut
beautiful.
that off. It did not look so good.
Long hair.
Shout out to Claudio's long hair.
Long hair.
What a
Yeah.
dude. Hey, welcome home.
Rest in peace.
But, yeah, and he's great. But it's been cool to follow these bands since I was a teenager.
I
You know,
saw
like,
them in Milwaukee, Coheed, in like 2005 at the Eagles Ball.
Yeah.
Show.
It's cool. I'm apologize. It's cool that some of those
No.
bands like grow as you grow.
Yeah.
And their sound changes as your taste change.
yeah.
So it's cool to have like bands like Thrice that do that.
Yeah, no, God, I love Thrice. I saw Thrice when I was probably like 13.
So, like, do you
But
remember the tour?
I do not.
Okay.
But the Used is cool because Burt McCracken actually got off drugs in the course of being in the Used, so the songs are so much different now, and he'll even reference like this song is all about drugs.
Has he been clean since?
He is, yeah, like
Oh,
so
wow.
since he did short hair blonde, he's clean. He has a kid. He's married. Like he's married.
Remember when he was on the Osbournes?
I do because he was dating Kelly Osbourne.
Remember when she had that single, the Madonna song, Papa Don't Preach?
Yeah.
Banger.
Yeah.
That was a banger.
But
Yo,
yeah.
shout out to Kelly Osbourne.
Shout out Kelly Osbourne.
Shout out to
Shout
Randy
out to
Rhodes.
everyone.
Leesburg. Shout out to Leesburg.
Shout out to Leesburg, Floyd. Well, no, not so much.
But I was a Warped Tour.
It's pretty
so I
awful.
saw a lot of
It's
bands
not
on
good.
Warped Tour, which was back in the day, like Coheed, Motion City Soundtrack, The Used, Bad Religion,
Oh, Bad Religion.
The Casualties. A lot of people played Warped Tour, and then more recently it got weird. I didn't know anyone, but I was
Yeah.
also just old.
Mhm.
Right.
But I saw like Gym Class Heroes play Warped Tour and Angels and Airwaves and just weird. And Modest Yahoo, the Hasidic Jewish rapper.
That was Monty was awesome.
He's great.
Oh my
He
God.
was in a horror movie, and I remember watching and being like, oh, I know you. You're the
Right.
Hasidic Jewish rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Live at Stubbs album. Incredible.
I
We're approaching an
Don't.
hour now.
Oh, yeah, no, we're just talking.
Talk
now,
forever.
now we're just going on.
Oh, yeah, so
but yeah.
So we're working on a new album.
Yeah.
We're just getting started with this band. We hope to tour more. We hope that people like it. We hope that people want to support us because we're not going anywhere. So you might as well get on board now.
You're on all
That's right.
platforms for people to stream.
Yeah. So our music is free. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. I don't know if you can still buy on iTunes. I don't know how that works. I think that's a rumor they're getting rid of buying music.
Yeah.
But if you want, you can go on our Bandcamp, cowardsandthieves.bandcamp.com. You can go on our Instagram, Cowards and Thieves. Our Facebook is Cowards and Thieves Music. We have some music videos. We have our 4-song album, EP, Lapel de Vie. And we're finishing up our 6-7 song next release, and that'll come out right around May, I hope.
Yeah.
June, and then we'll hit the road in June for that.
Cool.
I hope y'all come back
Yeah, I was
to
gonna say, we hope to
Valdosta.
see you
Yo,
again.
first stop.
Valdosta,
First
yeah.
stop. Yeah, I love it here. Or at least last stop on the way home.
Yeah.
We hit Atlanta and then we come back. Valdosta, what up?
Cool. So
That'd
what
be-
time are you guys playing tonight?
Good question.
I think it's 7. Usually,
it's 7.
usually
So
they
I
start
was just
at
checking.
7.
I was like,
The doors
did you
usually
keep
open
too
at 6,
long?
but yeah, they're playing at Valdosta DIY House.
I guess it's too late to promote the show on this podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah,
Come out to the show in the past. Come out to future shows.
Oh, yes.
Came out
Yeah.
yesterday.
That's the important thing is if they ever do come back, be watching Valdosta DIY House, making sure you know what shows are coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And check these guys out.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I really
Thanks for your
appreciate you guys
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
the time to
Thank you so much
come in
for
and
having us.
Y'all have a killer town.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do.
And I like that you guys respect it and
Yeah.
treasure it and value it and promote it.
And I hope
Yeah.
this doesn't have to end here either. Maybe next time we're up here.
Yeah,
We'll stop
our
by.
first
We'll be
ever.
like, yo, it's our guest. And we'll be like, yo, what it do? Yo, shout out, we got a show tonight. Yo, good to
Yeah.
see you. And then we're out. We just do quick little cameos on your show.
We're here for it.
Awesome.
I love
We
it.
are.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks, guys.
thank you guys. So this has been Off the Record with Cowards and Thieves. Goodbye.
Shout out off the record.
Yeah,
Shout
you
out
got
off the record.
you got
Shout
their
out.
you got their name right twice in a row.